stupid laws, a dang police department, and those stupid meddling fools. How do I turn that mental mess around into something positive? That's going to be today's trick. Go on, Bella. It's going to be a busy day. I will start with, this is going to rapidly accelerate the process of moving into the Coachman. We may have spent our last night in the Bounder. I have got some totes and boxes in the van. We're going to go down to the Bounder and grab some essentials. I might not be in as foul a mood as you think, really. In the end, maybe this is all good. So I'm turning this around. It's all gonna work out. What? You're not driving. Oh, this side. That's more like it. All right, go on. I've probably got more totes than I need for today, and some boxes and stuff. And maybe not. Maybe I'll just get in the mood and just fill them all to the gills and get this underway. But I think the better plan is, now that the rain is gone, this is all going to dry back out real nice. I think I'm going to grab some essentials or so. We'll see. And maybe here in a couple of days, I gotta give this at least a good 2 days, I think, is bring the Bounder up here this weekend and do the big move. I mean, everything. Pack all the kind of stuff I need and want, or that will fit. Get the Coachman all coated, all geared up, and whatever's left in the Bounder, I'll either box up or put in totes. Store them temporarily. Maybe it's time to purge some stuff. Anyway, get the Bounder all cleaned out. I would have liked to have spent more time getting a few more things further along and ready with the Coachman, but it is pretty much fully functional. We can we're just gonna make it happen. It's just time. Look at these dogwood trees down here on the left. Aren't those beautiful? See, I need a distraction. I need some beauty and wonderful in my day. There's some up more on the right and some pink ones. I think that's a big, oops, my seatbelt, I'll get it. I need distract. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's that time of year. It's my favorite time of year. See, those kind of distractions help me. So I'll get on with what happened here in a second, but you know, just mentioning springtime. The month of May is like it's like a magical month to me, where I mean, it's been actually starting back in April. The little buds on the trees are all coming out. Some things are starting to bloom. April, then into May, things are really coming on full force, and by June it's just everything's full bloom, and it's just beautiful. So May, you just kind of, you know, I mean, things are about a third full. Like these trees up here, I mean, that tree up there is getting pretty full, but it's only probably maybe halfway, and it just all starts happening so quick. It's a transformational month. Anyway, what happened? Well, wait till I stop. It's just too much while I'm driving. All right, we're back down at the Bounder. So what happened last night was, it's 9:30 at night. I'm done for the day. I had a plenty long enough day, and I'm relaxing. I'm kicked back on the couch, watching some some movie on Amazon Prime, and I'm just done for the day, kick back, relax, and I get a knock on the door, and here it's the police, local police officer, and I know ignorance of the law is no excuse, right? So I just never gave it a thought. It never occurred to me that there is an ordinance in this borough that you're not allowed to stay in RVs overnight. There's no, which is kind of dumb, but that's not a defense or anything on my part. I own this 100%. You know, which is odd, because if you're a property owner and you have your RV in your driveway or your yard, you know, if you get company and you need some extra sleeping quarters and stuff, or even if you let the kids go out to the have a sleepover in the RV, whatever, you're not allowed to stay in an RV overnight in this borough. So anyway, the officer, she educated me on this ordinance, and of course she wanted to know, you know, what are you doing here, and who are you, and do you have permission? I'm like, yes, you know, here's my identification, and because she asked for it, and you know, I explained to her, you know, my buddy owns the property, and he said I could. But anyway, it's we'll cut through some of the mess there. But I just never give it a thought of staying down here, just of juggling the back and forth of the RVs, working on the Coachman. It just made more sense at the time. In the state that it's in was, you know, it was only gonna be up there for a couple of days on round 2 of fixing it. And I thought maybe it'd just be easier to bring the bounder down here and, you know, go up there and work all day and come down here in the evening and just stay in the bounder and then go back up the next morning. And it just seemed harmless enough to me. I never gave it any thought. And but that police officer did. And I don't know if I was just observed by the officer or one of the neighbors here, one of these meddling neighbors, or maybe the officer just noticed there was some activity. You know, there's nothing goes on here in this lot much, not much activity. It's an empty lot. Well, there's a couple buildings on it. It's not empty, but you get it. It's unused pretty much. So being there's an RV here all of a sudden, that was probably noticed, especially a big bounder RV. And, you know, lights on in the evening, probably noticed, oh, somebody must be in there. And so that's kind of what got somebody's attention. So the ordinance was brought to my attention. Now, so this means, now, what this, you know, juggle this around in my head. So last night, I grabbed some essentials, you know, my laptop for working, you know, food for Bella and water stuff, and my laptop, yeah. Grabbed some basics, and okay, so we left, you know, it was about 10 o'clock or so, and went up and stayed in the van last night at the garage. But tonight we might actually stay in the Coachman. I'm down here going to grab some things up, some of my more important things or more valuable things, whatever, some more essentials, and I'm going to take them up. And some bedding. I'm going to make the bed, and going to take some stuff out of the refrigerator and pantry, and we're going to start staying in the Coachman tonight. Today's day 1 of that, and I don't know. Wow. So give me a minute here to collect my thoughts again. So I'm thinking at this stage of things, really, with the Coachman being as functional as it is, you know, to save the back and forth, and it would just be easier if I say, okay, I'm going to bring the Coachman back down here and take the bounder back up to the garage and continue staying in the bounder. That still means to come down here and work on it, you know, load up tools and supplies, hope I don't forget anything, you know, come down here. I mean, it is only 5 miles away, but come down here and work on it, and then go back up. You know, the back and forth, that gets old pretty quick, even though it's not far. Otherwise, or come down here in the morning in the van, take the Coachman up for the day and work on it, and bring it back down at the end of the day. And, you know, that's kind of a pain too. So, you know, I don't want to have both again, I've mentioned it, I don't want to have both RVs up at the garage at one time. The exception might be this weekend. like I said, the ground is going to get dried up there, and you know, I'm going to grab some essentials now. We're going to get started. But then when this weekend comes and the ground's good and dry, I'm going to put the bounder back up where I usually keep it, beside the garage. It'll be dry, and the Coachman out in the driveway, and that's when I'll really do the moving, like every last little thing. I mean, fully moving into the Coachman, and then what's left. And I guess the process will start. I'll start cleaning the bounder out and clean it up, shine it up. There's a couple of maintenance things I want to go over, and you know, so maybe it'll be up for sale or sooner than I thought. And I did have the buyer I had kind of changed his mind. He kind of hesitated and said maybe not, but then came around back and about 2 weeks later and said, you know what, maybe I'm thinking maybe I should do this. So, nothing's done till it's done, so I don't know for sure on that yet. But you know, once I get Betty all cleaned out, yeah, she'll, you know, at the end of the weekend, you know, I'll probably bring her back down here. But we'll be up staying in the Coachman. It's right there at the garage. We're staying in it. I can work on it, you know, every day and every evening, every minute I stay in the Coachman, Bella and I. Even in the evening, you know, if I would have thought, oh, I'm done for the day, and you know, put it away. Well, when I'm in it, even little tasks that get done, maybe late in the evening, just a little tidying this up, a little fixing that, you know, all those minutes add up too. So it'll come around a lot faster too if I'm in it and it's there. So see how that is actually going to be beneficial to this whole process of downsizing from the bounder to the Coachman. That's been the goal all along. A couple people have asked, maybe newer to the channel. I've been wanting to downsize from the bounder for over 2 years now. So that's what this process is all about. So really this all just kind of accelerates it and turns it into a positive, actually, right? But you know, there's still that mental struggle. I think a lot of us have to, you know, at first we want to say, you know, who called the cops? Or that dang cop noticed me, or want to blame, you know, throw that out there somewhere else, when really it's just the rules around here. It's the law, and I was unaware of it and was breaking that, and in the end, oops, my bad. But so I just changed my plan, make some adjustments, and move forward, and this just accelerates it. It's all good, right? But it took some yeah, it takes some mental I don't know, get your head together, Dave, and see it for what it really is, and just move forward, right? Not dwell on that ugly and dang that stupid law, dang meddling neighbors, dang police officers. To get out of that, you know, and step out of that. Let's get on with stuff. So all right. And I probably brought plenty of totes I wanted to grab some essentials for now, and I'll take care of the rest of it this weekend. But I went and brought some extras just in case. Maybe I'll just kind of get in the mood, like, let me pack this, let me pack that, and just go ahead and take a decent load up today. I don't know, let's just see how it goes today. Bella. It was a long day for her too. And we did sleep good in the van last night. She's up there doing her thing, all comfy, curled up in a ball. All right, I've been around the outside of Betty, and I just want to grab a couple of things real quick. One is definitely my little 5 horsepower shop vac. I got some cleaning up I want to do today, just around some nooks and crannies, and that's a great tool for doing that. And I'm gonna have to pick up one thing the Coachman doesn't have is, you know, its own water hose. I have a couple of them in the bounder. So one is definitely going up, because I might go ahead and sanitize. I might take it for a ride today or tomorrow and sanitize the water system. And that means putting the a weak diluted bleach solution in the tank. But I like to drive it around a little bit and let that slosh around all through the back and forth all around through the tank, and you know, run it through the system, then drain it and flush it and everything. So we might get that sanitized, and refilled up with some fresh. And then I need to pick up a new sewer hose type kit for dumping the tanks. Doesn't have one of those, so just pick up a fresh set for it. Or maybe I'll put the fresh set in the bounder and take the bounders. That way the possible new owner of the bounder has a brand new fresh set. That's probably what I'll do. So there really wasn't anything all that critical in the outside compartments that needs to go. The rest could be inside stuff. Some bedding and a couple changes of clothes and some refrigerator, freezer, pantry type stuff, pots, pans, some silver, a good, most of it will probably be kitchen stuff. And a couple things, some battery chargers for my camera, or cameras, and some little bit of work stuff, a couple odds and ends. But I'm just gonna grab that stuff up today, and I'll concentrate on, like I say, doing the main thing this weekend coming, when I can have them both up in one place instead of going back and forth in the van all the time with totes and making a million trips out of it. It's kind of an odd feeling moving stuff out of the bounder, and I know some people kind of get attached to their vehicles, and I don't really feel so much an attachment to the bounder. I kind of did with the Tioga. It was hard to kind of let that one go. The Tioga, the bounder, it's more of a sense of, just having it a while. I've been to a lot of places in it. It's been a good rig. It still is. I'd leave for California in it tomorrow. It's been all right. I've enjoyed having the bounder, but I've been wanting to downsize for a long time, and it is just a motorhome. I really don't, oddly enough, I don't feel that attachment like I did with the Tioga. So we'll get her cleaned out. Times change, things change, circumstances change. I've been wanting to downgrade for over 2 years, and we're gonna move on with another vehicle and more adventures. And it's been kind of nice. It's been nice having a bounder, but she can go. She can go. All right, so that's the latest and greatest. We'll be back with obviously moving into the Coachman. Continue whipping it back in shape. I'll see you next time.